Yeah, I mean, we all go through things. So, maybe not quite what Sarah went through, but, I try to just be true to the moment. She has a stepdaughter in this. And I think those moments it gives like a bit of relief in the story. Um, you see how she handles with her sister-in-law. Um, there's there's these moments where you see something other than just, of course, the turmoil is the main thing. This woman is going through it in a very short amount of time. Um, so I think that is also just relatable to the audience. Is at times we go through things and it's not pretty.
Welcome, everyone, to this exciting interview segment here at Surrounded Shows. I'm Desiree, and today we have the pleasure of sitting down with the Christie Leverette, star of the Lifetime movie Shattered Walls. Join us as we delve into Christie's insights into her character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here with us, Christie.
Thank you guys for having me again.
It's a pleasure. So, talking about your role in Shattered Walls, what initially attracted you to the character, and how did you approach portraying someone under such extreme emotional pressure?
Well, that's a good question. This one was definitely a tough one. So I think what drew me first to the character was the challenge. In a lot of the Lifetime movies, there's, a lot of distress and sadness, and the characters go through it. And this character was definitely going through it. So I wanted the challenge to see if I could rise to the occasion and just challenge my chops a little bit with that. And also, what drew me to the project was Hayley Duff is the director, and it was awesome to work with her. And because she's also an actress, getting her feedback and her notes while on set was just such a great experience. I grew a lot, was able to learn a lot as well.
Amazing. And can you describe your preparation process for the pivotal scenes where your character, Sarah, must navigate intense suspicion and fear? Did you draw on any personal experience or research?
Okay. Well, I don't tend to do that just naturally in my preparation. I tried. I've realized for me it's healthy to kind of just be present in this situation and believe this moment and be real to this moment. Um, which is also kind of tough to do. It's especially in this one. I mean, it's a lot of tears. It's a lot of tears, a
Yeah.
lot of stress, and we don't get a lot of time with a lot of these to have the script on hand and to prepare how I would typically like to prepare. But I always look at movies like this as boot camp. I mean, we shoot these in 12 to 13 days. So it's a lot of studying and a lot of just trusting my instincts as well. Um, and I feel like I was going to say one more thing and I forgot. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And how did you collaborate with director Hayley Duff and your co-stars like Cabby Borders and Ryder Rosa to create the on-screen tension and familiar dynamics?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we move so fast on these, so it's not like we get a lot of time to spend with each other even prior. I don't even know if we had a table read for this one. For me personally, because of I kind of use the hecticness of everything that's going on as well. So I guess that is something I do draw on, is what I feel also I can bring to my character. So it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of hecticness. It was gratefully so a busy year. So that was like I think my fourth film up to that point for the year. So I was already like, okay, cool. We got this. We got this. So I used that kind of feeling. And then just, talking with other castmates in between our takes, even though most of the scenes are really heavy. And I love that everybody kind of gave the space that we needed to get in those moments. And then, of course, when cut, or wrap for the day, it's great to be able to build those relationships because a lot of times for these movies, you'll see people again. John Castle's in this movie, and I just wrapped a project with him last week, and I've done three of these with him. So you kind of form friendships where it is easier once you get to work with them again. You're kind of like, oh, good to see you again.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
And Sarah's journey involves a shift from vulnerability to resilience. How did you chart that emotional arc? And were there moments that surprised you as you filmed?
So you're saying how did I do the arc of vulnerability to resilience?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like my answer to that is not any like a special answer. I just try to be true to the moment. Um, and throughout this film, she's battling with the thing of like, okay, I know I'm not crazy. I know these things are actually happening. And so to know that justice is served and um, to have without giving away, I'm like also don't want to give away anything, but
yeah.
just truly like to have that present feeling of wow, I knew I was right, or I maybe it may not be who I thought was initially, but I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew that this just didn't happen. This wasn't an accident, and justice is served. So, yeah.
Great.
I
And
almost gave away a spoiler, so I was like, oh, let me catch myself.
no, were there any particular scenes or moments in Shattered Walls that you find especially challenging or rewarding to film?
Yes, I don't. As soon as you said that, I literally thought about this one scene. There's a bathtub scene, and I've never been like drowned in a film, so this was a first. And I think they asked me, did I want like earplugs or nose plugs? I'm like, oh, I'm just taking a bath. Like I just hold my breath. I swim. When they pushed me down in the water because my head was tilted back, the water like rushed up and I genuinely felt like I was drowning. I was like coughing up water. That scene was honestly what you see depending on the take is truly I felt like I was drowning. So that was very challenging. But also very true and very honest to being like drowned. So
Yeah,
that one was difficult. And I will say, I think the overall challenge with this film was to be able to, you know, we have these 12-hour days, 13 days, and you're sad. And sometimes it can be emotionally exhausting, mentally exhausting, physically exhausting. But what I really enjoyed about Hayley Duff, she was able to just say the right things, even when it was a struggle to drop in and to like get more tears out or to be more present, more vulnerable. Her notes were phenomenal. So she definitely helped me navigate those difficulties.
great. And how did you balance portraying Sarah's inner turmoil with keeping her relatable and sympathetic to the audience?
Yeah, I mean, we all go through things. So, maybe not quite what Sarah went through, but, I try to just be true to the moment. She has a stepdaughter in this. And I think those moments it gives like a bit of relief in the story. Um, you see how she handles with her sister-in-law. Um, there's there's these moments where you see something other than just, of course, the turmoil is the main thing. This woman is going through it in a very short amount of time. Um, so I think that is also just relatable to the audience is, at times we go through things and it's not pretty. Um, and yeah, like I said, she's a mother, she's going through it. And I think that's something that people can relate to. A lot of people can.
Great. And how did you work to keep Sarah's reactions authentic rather than melodramatic for the thriller movie?
Yeah, that's a good question. There was one scene, because for the most part, one, my castmates is, working alongside very talented actors. Not getting a lot of time to rehearse also allows for authentic reactions. So I think that helps a lot. And a lot of times I love when directors give, people curveballs because then that gets a different reaction out of me. So I always try to go off of just genuinely like the conversation we're having, genuinely reacting to whatever they give me, however they deliver their take on it as well.
Yeah.
Um, I keep blanking. There was another thing. There was another thing.
You answered the question, but
Okay.
I don't know if you would like to add something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like I thought I was like there was 2 points. There was 2 points. Yeah, I feel like honestly that's the main thing of being able to react. There was a quick story. So there was one
Yeah.
scene where I was like, "Ooh, this feels a little grandiose. This feels a little fake." And I was very open with Hayley with that, and she also once again helped me navigate through that, and I was very happy with the result of that. So of course, like I said, from my reactions to my talented castmates as well as just the direction of Hayley, it definitely helped keep it more rooted and grounded.
Yeah. Yeah, great. And the story inks on relationship dynamics, bride, sister-in-law, stepdaughter, like, okay. How did you develop the chemistry and tension among these characters off camera?
Off camera. That's tough because like we just don't get a lot of time. So I think whenever we do get time, I love to like, hey guys, want to grab something to eat and just really be able to form some form of like relationship. So what we did was just the little bit of time we had in between. That's what we use to talk, get to know each other. And then, you just have to believe like, wow, I'm looking at this woman and she's my best friend and have to believe it. And also, I have a best friend. So if those are moments where I don't mind pulling from like having someone that I can shift and like, oh, this is just like my best friend is Janora. This is just like me talking to Janora. So that pulling a little bit from my real life as well as trying to make a rapid and authentic connection with my castmates as well.
Amazing. And what themes in Shattered Pools resonate most strongly with you? And how did you infuse those into Sarah's characterization?
You said what tapes or
What themes?
what
Like
theme?
trust, griefs, justice, I don't know.
So what themes did I resonate with Sarah?
Yeah.
I like resilience, I think, and trusting your gut. And I love hard and I love my family and my loved ones. So fighting for them, I think that would probably be the most relatable themes is, she doesn't play about her family and neither do I.
So, were there any surprises during production that led you to adjust your portrayal of Sarah?
Mm, not really. I wouldn't say anything that made me like adjust as far as that goes. Yeah. There was a surprise. That was the first time I was on a set and got to see, this might be a tad bit of a spoiler. Um, Somebody
Okay.
fall downstairs that
Oh,
like I got to watch him fall downstairs and that was terrifying but also like thrilling to watch because I would never do that, but that's why stunt people get paid the big bucks. So that was a really cool and new experience and a surprise because I thought they were just going to shoot around it. That scene, someone is actually falling down the stairs.
oh,
Yeah.
great. We will keep it around. Okay.
Okay.
Change of subject. Talking about your career in general. Looking back at your early years, what key lessons have you carried forward into projects like uh, the these Chateauneuf and the projects that you are doing now?
I think what I've carried is one, I have more confidence now. I think I was always a little nervous because I didn't start acting until really late 2020. So I'm still fairly new, but the confidence shift and trusting my choices, knowing I can show up to set confident and trust myself because I also do the work. I come off book. I know my lines. I know the script forward and backwards. Um, so yeah, just like the preparation, I do the work. So then when I show up on set, I can be confident and trust my choices. I think sometimes I was always trying to either, oh, is this okay for me to do or be perfect? No, I just need to be, and I don't need to force it. I think in one of the earlier films, that one of my first lead roles, I felt like I was pushing a little bit, and I don't have to push. I just have to be present and show up and be authentic, as authentic as I can be. So.
Yeah, amazing. And you've balanced roles across TV series and made for TV movies. What draws you to a particular script or character, and how do you decide which projects to pursue?
That's a good question. I think always first if it like morally aligns with me, like I have, certain boundaries that I try to stay true to. I've set those when I first started acting and have stayed true to that. Um, a character that's interesting, that's I didn't realize this until this last film, a character that's also conflicted. I think that's always a good challenge. Um, and something new. I like trying different things. Like I said, I'm still fairly new to all of this, so I love playing different characters. I did something last year where I got to be a completely different person. I mean, different accent, different. I don't dress this way. My hair is not worn this way, and it was so much fun to do that. So I would love to do more that stretch me beyond, Christie or what I think I can do or what others think I may can do.
Great. And are there specific genres or characters you are eager to explore further beyond the thriller drama work you have done?
Yes, I would love to do anything related to sports. So if Love and Basketball ever came out with a Love and Basketball 2, I would love, love, love. That's my number one. I would love to do anything with basketball or track and field, just the sports or like athletic type of character. Which that also means maybe some action would be fun. I also want to do some more lighter stuff. I love playing, doing these thrillers and dramas. It definitely it stretches me. It helps me grow into a better actor, a more dynamic actor. But I always say it's like, oh, it would be nice to do a little rom-com after doing such a intense like thriller, drama. So I would like to get in some comedy and some lighthearted stuff as well.
Great. And talking about sports stuff, One Tree Hill Revival. Do you know this
What
TV series? One Tree Hill. Do you know this TV series?
what is it called?
One Tree Hill.
Oh, One Tree Hill.
Yeah, they are doing the revival, and I think basketball is involved.
Oh, well, I need to reach out to my agent, my manager, and be like, we need an audition for that. I didn't
Okay,
know
great.
that. Okay, thank you for
And
that.
I'm here for that because
Yes, I would love that.
One Tree Hill, it's a old TV series.
Mhm.
It's about 20 years ago, but it's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
So I'm here for that if I see you in those.
I claim that. Well, we hope there's a role for me there.
I hope. So, can you share a turning point moment or breakthrough in your career when you felt your work reach a new level or depth exposure?
Yeah, I will say I did a film last year that came out this year in January in theaters called Both Eyes Open. And so it was released in theaters. I forget, I want to say it was like 30 cities or something like that. It was a good amount of theaters, a good amount of cities, and then got the news that it got picked up by Stars, and it was number one on Stars for a little bit. So that was cool. Like one to be able to bring my family to watch me. I've always dreamed of being on the big screen. That is a different experience. I went and paid to go watch it in theaters probably 5 times because I just couldn't get enough. I'm just like, ah, I have to soak this up because it'll happen again. We just, it takes time. So that I would definitely say Both Eyes Open, and then being able to work with Gail Bean in that, and Mac Wilds, Joy Brunson, Michael Elode. It was an amazing experience.
Great. So, talking about your background in general, um, what routines or rituals do you maintain on set to stay focused, especially during emotional scenes?
Okay. Um, I have a very strange one, and this was something I realized last year. I just found out like a year ago that my eye doctor's like, you have extreme dry eyes. You need medicated eye drops, which I still don't use. But for these emotional scenes, my contacts irritate me. So anytime I know we're doing emotional scenes, I bring my glasses to set and I just keep them on me. I can't see half the time when I'm doing these emotional scenes. If they're too far, just know I can't really see their face. So I'm just having to pull from blobs. It's such a random thing, but that, and then I always keep a little set baggie with me, and that has everything. I mean, it has my chapstick, hand sanitizer, poopery, blotting papers, floss, toothbrush. I love my little breath spray. So that's my little handy little thing that I keep on me. And yeah, I mean, if I know also in scene, if it's a very emotional scene, sometimes I'll take myself off to the side. A lot of times people are laughing and having a good time on set, but I just need my little moment in my quiet space. I'll go into a little corner until they're ready for me, and then I'll be good to go.
Great. And how do you work on set with makeup, wardrobe, or cinematography teams to ensure that visual elements support your character's internal journey?
Yeah, I try to during pre-production before we start on day one. I always like to talk with hair and makeup, make sure we're on the same page. Especially with doing these, I'm very cautious of the integrity of my hair, making sure it's still healthy. So whether that's we're wearing it natural, braids, wigs, just making sure not only are we on the same page, but it makes sense for the character as well. Um, and I love when I get to work on sets where, you know, those departments are super collaborative. I did one a month ago down in Miami, and it was the most collaborative experience. Like, what do you think your character will wear? Here, you pick the top 5 things that you feel like she would wear. And then just the cohesiveness of the hair matches the wardrobe matches the makeup for that character to come to life because all of those things are really important. Um, so yeah, I love when it's collaborative. Sometimes it's not as collaborative. Sometimes they just like, this is what you're putting on, and this is what we're gonna do with your hair, and this is what we're gonna do with your makeup, and that's okay too. But yeah, I like when it's collaborative.
Amazing. So change a little bit of subject again,
Mhm.
talking about your personal influences and inspirations. Which actors, directors, or mentors have you had the greatest impact on your craft, and how do you integrate their guidance into your work?
Okay. You said which actors had the biggest impact and how did I integrate?
Actors, directors, or mentors in general that
Yeah.
you see as a point of uh, what do you do? I don't know what to
Okay.
say.
So like ones that I've actually worked with
Or not. I
or
don't
not.
know.
Okay. I'll do both. One that I worked
Yeah.
with was Gail Bean on Both Eyes Open. Um, I mean, the way she poured into me as far as just letting me know of my talent. Not that, we shouldn't need validation, but it's nice when it comes. And so being able to watch this woman lead not only a film, but she's on huge television shows that everybody watches. And to have her also, there's been opportunities where she's stuck her neck out for me to try to get me in the room. And watching how she's not only done that for me, she's done that for others is something I would love to do when I'm in that position where it's, if I have opportunity to help someone in any way, whether that's advice or, hopefully getting them opportunities, that's something that I since I've experienced it, I know the impact it had on me. It also opened doors that I couldn't even imagine. Um, and then as far as someone I haven't, hmm, I love, I'll just say this, I love Viola Davis. I would just love to work with her because I feel like just watching her is already a whole master class. I would love the opportunity to work with her one day.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, outside of acting, what experiences or interests inform your portrayal of nuanced characters facing moral dilemmas?
Okay, so what in my personal life helps? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think I do bring Christie to every character I play. It's Christie's version of Sarah. It's Christie's take of Ginger. I bring me and my life experiences and what I've been through, whether that's a relationship breakup, and then I'm doing this relationship breakup in a movie. I know what that feels like. I know what that feels like in my body, in my chest, and how that feels. So sometimes I'll do that where it's like, okay, how did you remember how your chest felt, how your stomach felt? Where did I feel the heartbreak at? And just kind of reenacting that, revisiting that feeling. And just yeah, I bring me to every character because I mean I cannot not bring me to every character. So yeah, I hope that answers it.
Amazing. So, um, about mental health, that's a topic that really, really wanted to share in my work. How do you maintain balance and self-care amid the unpredictable of acting schedules and emotional demands?
I'm learning every day. I feel like it depends. Like some weeks are really busy. But it's just prioritizing. I mean, I was up until about 2 weeks ago, I was balancing a full-time job, doing acting full-time, and trying to also just live my life, have friendships. And I'm very grateful the way I'm able to balance that is because I have such good relationships in my life. They understand. I also have learned when I make a trip, sometimes it's okay to take that trip. It's okay to take a break. I think used to, especially when I first started, I'm like, no, what if I take a vacation and I book something and you still have to live your life. We have one life. Nothing that's meant for me will pass me by. And if that means I need to rest, I rest. Um, it's not to say, oh, there's not times that I'm tired and it's hard. Yes, like there's times I'll be on set for 12 hours and have to go home and not only study 10 pages for the next day on set, but also have to do a 10-page audition. So it's not for the week, but also just, prioritizing me and my health and my mental health. And sometimes that means saying no and also being okay with saying no. And that's something I'm still working on because I'll still have that little inkling like, oh, just do it anyways. Just do it anyways. It's like, no, if you say no, it's okay. Nothing will pass you that's meant for you.
Yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
So, the last question, as usually for me, can you share about your upcoming projects?
Yeah. Okay, so Shattered Vows, that comes out
Yeah,
on the 20th, so this Friday.
yeah.
Um, let's see. Uh, P Valley, I hopefully comes out soon. I filmed for that last year. Both Eyes Open is still on Stars. It still seems to be doing well. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. And I did just wrap two projects, one called A Beach Read Murder. I believe that's going to go on Lifetime, as well as we just wrapped last week on a project called A Husband's Revenge, which also I believe is Lifetime. I'm trying to think, did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. Yeah. So.
That's great. So, this is
Oh,
it.
and a Unusual
Oh,
Suspect that came out on Tubi in March.
oh, great.
Yes.
So, this is it. Make sure, all of you, to coach Shattered Vows on LMN this Friday night. And thank you, Christy, to join us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. And thank you all for watching. Bye.